Ever wonder what really goes on behind the perfectly edited videos you see online? It's not always glamorous, and it's definitely not a neat little 9 to 5. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on what a real day looks like for me in September 2025. The chaos, the problem-solving, the creative breakthroughs, and yes, the messy parts too. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear isn't the polished highlight reel. This is the unfiltered, sometimes chaotic, often surprising truth of being a creator today. My day usually starts around 7:30. And to be clear, I am not one of those creators who wakes up at 5:30 to meditate, drink chlorophyll water, and run a marathon before breakfast. My mornings are a little more real. The first sound I usually hear isn't birdsong. It's my phone buzzing with overnight notifications, emails, comments, analytics updates. And that's when the day truly begins. I drag myself to the desk with a cup of coffee that's more survival fuel than gourmet drink. The first task is analytics. I always start here because the numbers tell a story, and that story shapes everything I do next. I open up my dashboard. And there it is, yesterday's video. Did the experiment with the new thumbnail work? Did the watch time improve? Did people drop off halfway through? Or did they stick around for the ending? This morning, I'm met with mixed news. Views are steady, but retention took a dip right after a specific transition. That's a red flag. Retention is king on YouTube in 2025, and if I'm losing people in the middle, I need to fix it, fast. Last night I tried something bold, a flashy transition that blended live footage with a quick AI-generated animation. In my head, it was brilliant. On screen, though, it just looked clunky. The pacing was off. The energy dropped right when I needed it to spike. So, problem number one of the day, fixing a transition that could sink an otherwise solid video. I weigh my options. Cut it completely and play it safe. Rework it using overlays and AI tools to smooth it out. Double down and try to make it work with more complex edits. Cutting it would be easy. But safe content doesn't stand out in 2025. Double down would eat up half the day. So I go with option 2, rework it smartly. Here's the thought process. I strip back the transition to its essentials. I keep the creative spark, but I simplify the execution. Sometimes creativity isn't about adding more, it's about cutting the fluff until the core idea shines. And when I finally hit play and see the reworked version, it works. Clean, sharp, and most importantly, it keeps viewers hooked. First battle of the day. 1. Competitor research, mid-morning. Once that's patched, I move into strategy mode. This is the part of the day that most people don't see. It's not glamorous. It's hours of research. I start scrolling through my subscriptions, TikTok feeds, and industry blogs. I'm not watching for entertainment. I'm dissecting. Why is this video blowing up? Why did that one flop? What's happening in the creator economy this month? And September 2025 has some clear themes. First, micro-stories. Creators are telling full, engaging narratives in under 30 seconds. The platforms are pushing them hard, and audiences are rewarding them. Second, AI collaborations. More and more people are using AI-generated voices, characters, and even co-hosts in their videos. Some are pulling it off brilliantly. Others, not so much. But the trend is undeniable. And third, raw edits. After years of polished, cinematic content, the pendulum has swung back. People want real. They want the shaky handheld shots, the messy desks, the oops I spilled my coffee moments. Perfection feels fake now. Authenticity is currency. Now here's the key. I don't copy trends. That's the fastest way to burn out. Instead, I ask myself, how do these trends intersect with my brand? What's the essence here that I can adapt? That's how you stay relevant without losing yourself. So, I jot down notes. Micro stories. Authentic edits. Maybe a small experiment with AI. Seeds for future content. By midday, I'm ready to record. I sit down, open my script, and it feels flat. Just hours ago it seemed fine. But now, reading it aloud, I hear every dull phrase, every lifeless transition. This is one of the hardest parts of the job. Realizing something you poured time into just doesn't land. So I do what I always do. I tear it apart. I grab a pen and start circling weak phrases. I slash filler lines. I scribble hook in the margins. I ask myself over and over, would I watch this if I didn't know me? If the answer is no, it has to go. The rewrite is brutal. But little by little, it sharpens. The dead lines vanish. The hooks punch harder. The energy builds. And then, suddenly, it clicks. Instead of just walking viewers through the process, I decide to tell a story. A personal failure. A moment when something completely flopped, and what I learned from it. Now the script isn't just informative, it's human. Relatable. That's when I know I've found the breakthrough. Afternoon chow. Script ready. Energy high. Time to film. And of course, this is when the chaos hits. The tripod wobbles and collapses mid-shot. The mic randomly cuts out. The camera overheats after just 20 minutes. One by one, the tools I rely on decide today's the day they want to fight me. It's frustrating. But here's the truth, every creator goes through this. The polished videos you see online? They're built on a foundation of bloopers and technical headaches. Instead of spiraling, I treat every issue like a puzzle. The tripod. I jury-rig it with tape. The mic. I switch to backup. The overheating camera. Rotate recording devices. Slow. Steady. Adapt. By the time I finish, I've done 17 takes for what should have been 2. But the footage is in the bag. And honestly, it feels like a win. Evening grind, editing and future planning. After filming comes the edit. This is the long, quiet grind. Cutting dead air. Tweaking pacing. Laying in music. Editing is where the magic happens. The raw footage is like clay, messy, unshaped. The edit sculpts it into something people actually want to watch. But editing isn't just about cuts. It's strategy. What do I leave in? What do I cut out? How do I balance storytelling with speed? In 2025, attention is scarce. Every second matters. As the edit renders, I shift into planning mode. This is when I brainstorm what's next. What collaborations make sense? What themes are bubbling up for October? What long-term series could I start now that will pay off months from now? It's easy to get lost in the day-to-day grind, but this forward-thinking time is what keeps me from burning out. Creativity is about the next step, not just the current one. Reflection. 11 p.m. By 11 at night, I'm drained. My eyes are heavy, my coffee mug is long empty, and my desk looks like a war zone. But as I sit back, I feel something deeper, fulfillment. Today, I fixed a broken transition. I scrapped and rebuilt a script. I studied trends shaping the industry. I fought through technical chaos. And I carved out space to dream about the future. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't easy. But it was real. This is what being a creator in 2025 looks like. Messy, unpredictable, and completely worth it. So the next time you see a polished video online, just remember, behind it is a mountain of problem solving, countless retakes, and breakthroughs that almost didn't happen.